Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot and today's pick a card reading. Who's thinking about you and why? So today we're going to take a look at somebody who's got you on their mind, what's going on with them, why they might be thinking about you right now, and what advice Spirit has going forward. Now, these messages are always timeless, so they find you whenever you're meant to receive them. As always, take a moment to just sit back, ground yourself, relax for a moment, and allow your intuition to pull you into the pile that calls to you the most. Pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. If you need another minute, this is the perfect spot to pause the video, and when you're ready, you can go straight to your reading at the timestamps below. So let's just get started with the reading for pile number 1. Welcome to pile number 1. Let's get right into who's thinking about you. This person is the healer. Resonating with that energy. They also have 7 of Pentacles coming in, Earth energy, and an 8 of Pentacles, more earth, a lot of hard work. Why are they thinking about you? Strategy. They have a plan. Some kind of plan in mind. Coming in also with that Knight of Cups. So there's some courting happening here. Perhaps some flirting. Devil energy comes in. Now, Devil is the card for Capricorn. So some of you may be Capricorn, maybe dealing with Capricorn. What did the angels say in guidance? Remain positive. And we have as well Spirit of the Anchor and Spirit of Air. Beautiful. So stability, awareness coming in as well. Truth coming in for you. And understanding. Right? So we're going to be pulling way more clarifiers and zodiac runes, but let's just jump right into who's thinking about you right now. This person resonates with healer energy. Healer. So they may indeed be someone who works in that field. I right away get a vibe that this person may indeed be a nurse or a doctor or a counselor in some kind of way. There's a real tactile, physical way in which they embody that. Also, as an archetype, this is the type of person who generally will come in and sort of help, right? They want to help something. They want to give whatever is needed to heal something or to heal a person. Very empathetic, but also someone who's very earthy. So dealing with that 7 Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, this person right now who's thinking about you is at a crossroads, it almost feels like, right? Especially when it comes to work. They're currently kind of reviewing where they're at, what their goals are. Have they achieved what they wanted to achieve? They've been putting a lot of effort and work and energy into a particular area of their life. And it feels right away like they're starting to think about other areas of their life. Like, for instance, this person may have put a lot of effort into their profession, into their healing profession, into their craft, their art. But now they're starting to think a bit broader. And this leads me on to strategy. They're thinking about you because they have a plan in mind. But before we move on, let's get a little bit more. 6 of Wands for your person and a 3 of Swords. So they may have recently sort of ended a relationship. Yeah, this person is doing some healing of their own. There's a 3 of Swords there and a 6 of Wands. So there's a healing sort of from a betrayal happening as well as a celebration almost. I wonder if this healing from this 3 of Swords betrayal is actually them. It may be you. Right away, I hear that for some of you, right, this message, the person who's thinking about you might be thinking about you right now because you yourself really require some healing, some support, someone to be around you, someone to support you. And at the same time, I feel a celebratory, sort of victorious energy. Your person is thinking about you because right now, you may indeed have gone through a breakup that was quite difficult, and there is an opening there for your healer to slide on in. Why are they thinking about you? Yeah, there's a plan, right? A strategy that they have. They may have had their eye on you for quite some time, but you may have been involved with somebody else. That's what it feels like. Very much. Because when we look ahead, your energy, Knight of Cups, them coming in, and you have Devil there. So you have two competing forces in your life. Now, that Knight of Cups energy, that person is really coming towards you and making a stand. But there is this Devil energy in your life. It feels like you have two people competing for you. Yeah. And the person right now who's thinking about you in regards to this pick a card today is someone who you know who's who's a lover, not a fighter. They're a healer, right? And they see very much, and this definitely feels like you, they see very much that you're the one who's going through a really tough time. And you may indeed recently have come away from quite a toxic relationship with that devil energy there. Your person is someone who's a really hard worker. They're very sort of consistent, they're a hard worker, and they're kind of taking a moment, I think, now to sort of evaluate what they can do, how they can put their plan into place. It feels like there's an opening here. Yeah. Recently, there's an opening in your life for a new connection, and your person here, this healer, has been thinking and waiting. Yeah, for them, it's like, wow, Ten of Pentacles, finally what I want, I can put into place. Very strong energy. They're not happy about you being hurt. However, they do feel there's a vindication here. This person, for some of you, will have probably stepped to you or approached you before, right? And you may have been involved at that time. You may have said no, said for whatever reason. For some of you, it is because you were already involved. I would say that for some of you, this person already told you ahead of time, hey, this may not end out so nice. This may not turn out so well, because they very much saw. I want to say for some of you, your person is thinking about you because they already saw that devil in your life, that devil energy. Now, let me be clear. In tarot, the devil is not always associated with evil. There's a bit of a nuance here. Devil energy in tarot is associated with desires and passion. You know, desires, wants, needs. Are we a slave to those desires and descend into darkness and doing dark things to get the things we want? Then we descend into what we would consider something that's quite dark and evil. Or do we rise and use our passion and desire to create beautiful art? Very highly creative devil energy. But here in this instance, it feels very much like your person may have warned you about this person that you were with. They may have already perhaps offered you a connection or said, hey, I can give you more, I can give you better. This is not going to turn out so well. The reason why I say that is because there is this victorious kind of feeling here with your person. Again, they're not happy that you're going through something difficult, but they do feel vindicated because things are kind of going in a way as they had foretold or maybe expected. Oftentimes, when you're in the relationship, of course, it's difficult for you to see that you're dating the devil. We've all dated the devil. Okay, listen, we've all dated someone who was not great for us or been in a relationship. I just think that that is the nature of things. And if you've never been there, well, then kudos and so much blessings on you. Definitely one of the lucky ones. However, the person who's thinking about you is also someone who's very much in it for the long haul. This person is a very hard worker. They see a long-term connection. They're invested. There's someone who wants to invest. And so it's no surprise to me that they also have a strategy right now for how are they going to sort of manifest this connection with you, right? I really love it. I want to pull a couple more cards. What else flipped over? Three more cards flipped. We're going to take them. Knight of Swords. So yeah, there's going to be some, there will be some people around or some people, places, or things that you may have to actively sort of fight against. Knight of Swords energy. I think that this is your healer as well coming in. This could very well be your other person. I doubt it though. This is an energy here feeling of your healer not only coming in to court you, but also being very active and trying to keep darkness away from you. You have justice as well. So some of you are dealing with a rebalancing, karma coming in. You may indeed be dealing with the situation of mediation, contracts. Some of you, it was an actual breakup, right? You may be going through that and dealing with it. And another night, a Knight of Pentacles. So with all of this night energy, we have a lot of activity here, a lot of forward motion and momentum. There may be also a lot of people right now that are in this scenario, in this situation. Because I know this is a picker card. Who's thinking about you right now and why? And so we know the healer, this person, you will know who this person is. You're friends with them. You have a connection with them. I do believe for some of you, this person has already tried to sort of make a love connection with you before. However, right now as well, you have multiple people around you. So you have several people really thinking about you right now. It feels like to me. Only because there is a lot going on in your life. The reading for whom this person is for, there is a lot going on with you in your life right now. And so coming to this reading, who's thinking about me, I wonder, is there a particular person that you want to be thinking about you, right? Because indeed, you have several people right now. One of those people is this energy that you're breaking away from that's caused some heartache here, betrayal perhaps even. There is some other people around you that may be in your corner. That Knight of Swords can also very much be for you right now. Someone who is helping you financially or legally. They may also have a very close relationship with you. And they may be actively sort of supporting you and working in your corner. And this is why I say for this reading, it may not be so clear to you. You know, when you say, who's thinking about me, you have a couple people thinking about you. And a couple people are thinking about you in those terms of wanting to be a support to you. But this specific energy is about the healer. And you know who this person is. I feel strongly that this person is resonating with the healer, is an actual doctor of some sorts or a healer, or, you know, they actually work in that field. They not only resonate with that energy naturally in their soul and who they are and what they bring to their relationships, but for some of you, this person is actually in that field. But what does Spirit say? Spirit says remain positive. This is interesting. Remain positive. You are indeed going through a difficult time. You're healing from a heartache, a breakup, some difficult energies. For some of you, maybe as I said, dealing with courts, dealing with actual sort of agreements, you know, getting those agreements sort of annulled, you know, that kind of scenario, right? And so Spirit is letting you know to remain positive. You definitely have a lot of support around you, but for the purposes of this picker card today, you do have a special someone who's thinking about you, who is willing to come into you now that the time is right. Spirit of anchor, spirit of air. Yeah, a lot of investment and time has been put in. This person, I'm going to say, may indeed, over the years, have really invested a lot of friend time, a lot of support time. There's an anchor here with this person, this healer, right? I feel like this person is someone you have been able to trust and connect with for a long time. They, however, harbor deeper feelings. Now is the moment for them to put into play their strategy. But there is stability here, right? There's a solid foundation. There's also spirit of air at play. So there's truth coming in and there's guidance coming in. There's honesty coming in. And I think that that is something that's happening along with these feelings as well. Some truth coming in, some clarity coming in on a situation that up until now, I'm not necessarily sure you knew was in that romantic vein, right? Or maybe you did know, but it's been a while. Yeah, and you may not have believed that this person was still carrying a torch, but now that there's an opening, they're absolutely taking the opportunity. So let's go ahead and pull out the zodiac runes. We have Taurus. Some of you are dealing with the Taurus. We also have Virgo, more earth. Yeah, see, this is what I said. A lot of earth energy. Taurus, Virgo coming in. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius. So there's some air. We have one more zodiac one to come in. And some of you are dealing with that fiery Aries, first of the zodiac. All right, that is beautiful. So that might be some natal chart energy for you or for your person, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Mars, Taurus, Virgo, Aquarius, Aries. Now, we already have the second portion of this reading, the pile for the extended. So I'm going to go ahead and carry on to the rest of this reading, the extended portion. If you want to join me there, where we're going to be taking a deeper dive, you can use the link at the bottom of the description or pinned to the comments. Other than that, it is also now time for pile number 2. Welcome to pile number 2. Let's get right into who's thinking about you, the poet. The poet. What else do we have? Strong air energy, Queen of Swords, as well as the Page of Swords, so even more air energy, someone who's definitely good with their words. Why are they thinking about you? Physical intimacy. They either want it or they've had it and they want more. Emperor is in more fire energy. It is the card for Aries. Some of you may be dealing with Aries energy. Four of Wands, the 1111 soulmate card is showing up. What guidance does Spirit have about all of this? Trust. Yeah, this situation requires some trust for sure. And spirits of darkness and light. We have spirit of stone and spirit of the water. So something has taken a long time, right, to come into fruition. Spirit of the waters definitely indicates there's some healing at play here as well. Some cleansing. Strong energy, a lot of air, a lot of communication. So we are going to go deeper with clarifiers. And of course, we're going to be pulling the zodiac runes later on in the reading. So for now, let's just take a look at who this person is that's thinking about you. The poet. This person, wow, they're great with their communication, their words. This is someone who is artistic at their core. The poet, you know, that beautiful ability to move you with with their communication, with the way they speak to you, communicate with you, express themselves. They also come in with even more air energy, that Queen and Page of Swords, 2 court cards. This is someone who is extremely honest. Not only are they beautiful with their words, not only do their words convey a lot of emotion and elicit a lot of feelings, right? They make you feel deeply there's something romantic about this person and the way they communicate with you, but they're also just extremely authentic and honest. That's the Queen of Swords. And at the same time, they are also kind of finding a little bit of confidence right now with that Page. So in one area of their life, they are extremely confident and very authentic, very honest, very true to who they are at their core. That poet, that Queen of Swords. It may have taken them quite a while to find their voice. But they're also in a stage right now where they're just very tentatively, excuse me, finding their confidence. And it may be in terms of communicating with you. So before we move on to why they're thinking about you and what these energies all mean as far as that message, let's see a little bit more about the confidence with this Page of Swords. Why do they need that confidence right now? 3 of Wands. They've been looking for a sign. Oh, and a Queen of Wands. Wow, fire and air. So a lot of fire, a lot of air. So we have swords here now, a lot of wands. They've been waiting for a sign. They've been waiting for a sign, or I want to say a message, you know, some kind of information to come in, something to happen to help them sort of find their way to the next stage. You know, it's like you're kind of, all right, what do I do next? Give me a sign of what to do next. I'm ready to move forward. Queen of Wands is there though. A lot of court cards in this reading. There is a feeling here that this person may indeed have had a very strong person in their life that is kind of guiding them, giving them advice, but to a certain degree, exerting a little bit of authority or maybe control over them. That's just what I'm feeling intuitively in this read. That queen, she can be. Listen, she can be very, this is someone who can be extremely experienced and wise, very, very strong, but can also sometimes be a little domineering. Can represent that divine feminine energy that's a little bit overly sort of in control of trying to guide you or, basically tell you what to do. So this energy factors in. We may take a look at that in the extended a little bit more. But for right now, though, it does feel like your person, the poet, has had to work quite hard. There's a feeling here with that queen that they've had to work quite hard in establishing their own identity, finding their own voice. This may indeed be where they're finding their own confidence. You may be dealing with somebody who's been quite under the thumb of another very strong feminine energy in their life. Could be a relative or someone that they look up to, someone that they have a long history connection with. It doesn't feel like a romantic connection, but it does feel like someone who exerts a lot of sort of pressure, I'm going to say here. Nevertheless, your poet, your person who's thinking about you right now, this is kind of their energy and what they're going through. So why are they thinking about you? There is a desire for physical intimacy, or at least there may have been already some. So now, you're going to know who this is, right? Because you're going to know right away if this person is, first of all, is this person who's thinking about you somebody you want to be thinking about you? Sound off below. Sound off in the comments. Let us know. Or is this someone that you've suspected, right, has been thinking about you? In any case, for some of you, you've already had a physical connection with them. And yet, there is a block here. Yeah, there's something that's kind of like, because you're in that stage of thinking about each other, you're not necessarily free and able to be with each other. You have Emperor here and Four of Wands. There's a deep desire to be together and to be open about it, to celebrate it. And yet, on your end, you have this Emperor. This Emperor almost feels like they're playing the same part for you as this queen is playing for your poet. This almost feels like a Romeo and Juliet scenario, right? You two have a strong, in this case, masculine energy, divine masculine with that Emperor. Someone who probably also has quite a lot of financial control in your life, or is able to exert financial control, or at least able to give blessings when they want to. And whereas in your poet's life, this person is more just exerting pressure. In either case, the two of you each have someone very strong kind of standing there in the way or in between the two of you. There may be, there's a feeling that the two of you want to be intimate, but you may not be able to because of these two that are here kind of standing in the way. There's a love here. The two of you are in love. This may be a long distance relationship. This could be a this could be a connection with someone where the two of you come from a culture where you're not allowed, per se, right? It's frowned upon almost to be together. To be together physically, maybe before there is a marriage. Listen, there's love here, though, right? I want some more clarity. Yeah, there's love here. So, and yet, definitely on your part, there's Ten of Cups. Wow. Lot of love. It promises to be a great connection. There promises even to be a wedding. It's been a long time coming. You two may be younger in life, or in any case, there is something that both of you have to finish. Wow, Three of Swords. There is betrayal here, and wow, one more, and Hermit. Yeah. For some of you, Three of Swords is here and Three of Cups, a celebration at the same time, a betrayal. This betrayal does not necessarily feel, though, like a previous relationship. Let me be clear. This Three of Swords that is here feels almost like a betrayal from either this figure in your life, your culture, you know, I want to say your tribe that you come through. There is a feeling here that something happened along the way that was a sense of betrayal. People may have played in this relationship to sort of mess it up, right? Listen, Three of Swords, sometimes you'll see readers talk about third party energy all the time with this card. This is not always a card about somebody who's cheated on you. Yes, there is a broken heart here, but it is at its core a swords card, Three of Swords. It is at its core a lie or a deception. The betrayal comes in because whomever lied to you in such a way to get you to behave or to change something about your decision, your life, etc. And so the lie it's not only so much that it's a lie. What turns a lie into a betrayal is when, because of that lie, your life was altered, or you chose to alter your life, or something was changed because you based a change in your life on this lie. And so that's what turns that into a betrayal. That's the very essence of feeling betrayed. you know I chose not to do this because you told me this and it was a lie the whole time. And so there's a feeling that this is here. Nevertheless, you do have Three of Cups and Hermit. Some of you have gotten away. You've gotten with your friends. There are people in your life that you celebrate with, that you trust, right? That are celebrating you and celebrating your love in this connection. Hermit, you've been quite on your own for some time. This is yes. What can I say? Yeah, they're thinking about. I suspect that those of you who are resonating with this really sound off if this is your scenario, Romeo and Juliet type of scenario. But the person who's thinking about you is exactly the person you want thinking about you, and they are exactly the person that you're thinking about. This smacks of hidden love, forbidden love, very strongly. But confidence is here. Your person has definitely stepped up and learned how to step into their own strength and confidence. They are looking to make the next move. Certainly, the love is here. There is potential here for this to be a long-term, strong relationship. Physical intimacy. There seems to be a physical space here. The two of you need to get together, whether you are in different countries, cities, towns, whatever the case may be. There is a desire for the two of you to meet face to face and to figure this out. There is strong possibility for a marriage and a celebration, for you coming out of a period of solitude. But this is definitely on the back of having really fought against some strong figures in your life and in your person's life, your poet's life, that kind of held the two of you back. Trust that everything will turn out. Your guides, your spirit angels are telling you that trust is what you need. This is divinely led and meant, this connection, right? And spirits of darkness and light are confirming that, yes, there has been a delay. There has been a longing here. There's been a long time of being stuck and unable to move forward. But now the spirit of waters are coming in. There is healing and cleansing coming in. Healing more than anything, because there is an opportunity here now for the two of you to come together. I really strongly feel like for some of you, there's travel involved. Let's get ready to get into the zodiac runes. I love this energy. Libra, there is your, I want to say air, your communication. Libra's very good with their words. Oftentimes, poets will be Libras. Libra's very well read, literal, all about the word, all about the word. Some of you are dealing with that Sagittarius. Some of you are dealing with a Cancer. Yes, the Cancers love that family. They will do anything for family. And some of you are dealing with a Capricorn. So Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, all four elements are shown: air, fire, water, and earth. And I will say this is it. This was a beautiful reading for pile number two. Now I'm going to go ahead over to the extended portion with the pile for the extended reading, or the extended portion of this reading. If you want to join me for that, you can go ahead and follow the link below. And I will say, other than that, thank you so much for watching pile number two. Now it's time for us to get started with pile number three. Welcome to pile number three. Let's get right into who's thinking about you, the creator. Comes up a lot for my readings, that archetype. This person also resonates with King of Pentacles, so a lot of success, may even own their own business. We have a Two of Cups energy. A love connection is there. Why are they thinking about you? There's a magical mindset at play, especially with that creator. So they want to build something with you. 10 of Pentacles, more abundance, more wealth, stability, 8 of Wands. Here we have some fire, a lot of action, a lot of communication happening here. What does angels have to say? Compromise. So guidance moving forward is all about compromise. And spirits of darkness and light, spirit of the key and spirit of the wind. So a solution, right? Spiritual knowledge, wisdom coming in. And yet spirit of the wind, again, we talk about a lot of activity, a lot of movement, a lot of disruption. Excellent reading. Right away, we're getting into something. All three readings today, the last two and this one, all to do with some serious connections here. Not just someone who's just thinking about you, but they have some plans in mind. Right now, we're going to go deeper with clarifying cards. And of course, we're going to get the zodiac runes out later on to see what kind of zodiac energy you might be dealing with. But let's just get right into who's thinking about you. This person is the creator. So as I said, this archetype shows up a lot for my readings. A lot of you are dealing with highly creative people. You yourselves are highly creative people. The creator, this is someone who is extremely resourceful. Very resourceful, highly creative. You know, at the very core of being a creative sort of energy, personality, character is the ability to be resourceful, to create something out of nothing, to take whatever is around you and put it together in an unconventional way, oftentimes to create something new. So strong, beautiful energy, artistic energy. This person also resonates with King of Pentacles and Two of Cups. So not only are they a creator and an artist at heart, but this is someone who is very used to manifesting their dreams and their goals. They're used to sort of, achieving, right? Achieving their goals. They're used to actually creating something and making it happen, bringing it to fruition. This is somebody often, as I said when we first laid out the cards, who may indeed even have their own business. They may be someone who's very respected in their field, right? Very respected, they have a strong authority. King of Pentacles, this is somebody who's on their game. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. They're experienced. They have wisdom in their field. Very strong masculine alpha energy. So also along with that Two of Cups. So there is a connection here. You know, Two of Cups is beautiful because it's that moment where the two people agree that they like each other, right? It's that first agreement that you have in a connection. You know, love has sprung, right? It's happened. But now you've gotten to a place where both of you see each other and you acknowledge your feelings for each other and you're acknowledging this kind of beginning of a bond. So it's a strong soulmate card. It's in that soulmate energy. Family, right? And so this is at play. What else do we have here? Five of Pentacles, interesting. And the Four of Swords, wow. Okay, so here's what's interesting, right? This person comes in, and I'm looking ahead to the overall spread where we have a solution, magical mindset. There is at play here some difficulties, right? So Five of Pentacles energy. It could very well be that you yourself may indeed be going through a little bit of difficulty. You may be going through a little bit of financial, physical difficulty. You may have had to move or change. There may have been, specifically for some of you, you may have had some kind of, I want to say, altercation, upset, disagreement that happened somewhere along the line that kind of put you in a position where you are the one who's having to sort of either start again from scratch or build yourself up, or you suffered some kind of financial loss. There is a feeling here of some discord has come in, right? And it's caused in a very physical way, whether that shows up financially or, like I said, in a physical way, perhaps just having to move, something taking a step back. This is at play here. And yet, at the same time, that Four of Swords, a decision, really taking your time to decide. Now, all of this is at play with your person who's thinking about you, your creator. And so, right away, I almost feel like, especially with that king, that authority, that wisdom, that abundance that this person already has, that experience, they may indeed be thinking about you right now, specifically to help or to figure out a way to come to your aid and assistance. Why are they thinking about you specifically? They have a magical mindset. So everything is quite divine in this instance, we say, right? It says everything is divine, and know that you are the creator of your reality, co-manifest with the universe. So magical mindset. This person is thinking about you because I do feel like they, on the one hand, you're dealing with somebody who is generally creative already. They believe in the spirit of creation. They already have a connection to you. There is a feeling here that they believe, or they certainly feel as though there is a divine timing at play here, a fate, a destiny at play here, where they are able to help you just at the right time, or perhaps they've come into your life just at the right time, right? There's a feeling here that this person, not only do the two of you come together, have you met each other, but they also feel there's a deeper meaning to the connection here, because they are very much in a position to assist you in whatever's going on with you in your life. They're really trying to figure out how, right? With that Four of Swords, what's the next step? But for them, this is all like very magical and beautiful. 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. So things move very quickly. The opportunity, the blueprint for longevity, abundance, and security is there. But with that 8 of Wands, there's a lot that happens very quickly. Again, there's a feeling here that you are going through something. You are going through something. You've met this person. I feel like you've already met them, of course. You know each other. So, that's why they're thinking about you. But it's all happening so quickly. You've kind of made a connection. And at the very same time, there is this difficulty that you are going through. Could be vice versa. Could be your person. But with them resonating with that King of Pentacles, it just feels like they're the ones who are bringing a solution. And that solution is definitely monetary, but it's also a creative solution. They feel fine about that because they feel very divine connection here with you. King of Swords. Wow. So they're already resonating. King of Pentacles. King of Swords could very well be this other individual. It does feel like there may be somebody else in your life. This could be the one who's kind of caused you to have to go through this kind of setback. Somebody's been very severe, very harsh, very sort of demanding, right? Something has gone on there for some of you. Absolutely. But your King of Pentacles is like, that's okay. Don't worry about it. There's a magical, I'm thinking about things. I have a solution to all of it, and it's going to be perfect. They are, like I said, coming with that creator energy is so beautiful and strong. So they don't just come with solutions, but they come with the kind of solutions that are like really creative, and they're multifaceted solutions, right? I love it. I really do because it's like I said, it's all happening very quickly. So the person who's thinking about you right now is a recent person you made a connection with. Six of Swords. Let's pull some more. Three of Wands. Wow. And an Eight of Cups. Yeah. There's someone, I'm going to put the Six of Swords here because this really speaks to the connection that you have with the two of you. They really helped to take you away from a place that was a lot of strife and turmoil, ultimately that led to you having to sort of start all over again. Definitely, I feel like this King of Swords, there's a person in your life that's been a source of a lot of sort of discontent, arguing, I want to say, just turmoil, right? But you're moving away from that. You absolutely are moving away from that. You're turning your back and moving to a part of your life that's definitely more calm, more sort of magical, right? That has more potential for growth and balance and harmony. All of this is kind of happening at the same time. Now, your person is thinking about you, but they're thinking about you not so much in the love connection sense because this has already happened. What they're thinking about is how they can help. Three of Wands, Eight of Cups is there. So a sign coming in, right? More signs, a sign that, what's the next step? What do we do next, right? In terms of desire, ambition, vision, right? There's a desire here of planning the future. Eight of Cups. This is interesting. This is a real sort of feeling of finally turning your back and walking away, I want to say. Eight of Wands, Eight of Cups. Eight in tarot is the number for strength, right? Can be the number for a test. It can indicate sort of discipline, balance oftentimes as well. But there is a kind of like turning your back fully from a recent connection that no longer serves you that is at play here. So you're kind of right in the midst of this almost switchover, right? You've come out of something here. This person is still around. I do feel like this is a very significant person here. They're still around. They're still kind of having to pull away, sort of really finally cut the cord, finally have the full distance here. That comes with that Eight of Cups. Part of that is that for you, you're really trying to decide what the next steps is for moving forward. This is one of the reasons why the person who's thinking about you right now is being very, very sort of careful. They're thinking about you. They're thinking about, what is the next stage is how we can progress together and move forward. They have the ability to be a huge portion of the support here, right? But they're wanting to be very careful. You're not dealing with kids, definitely. This is a scenario with grown people, grown sort of personalities here. I think that both people, this king, this creator, and whomever you, I feel strongly, have recently separated or kind of split from, are both very strong people in their own right. Very alpha, very experienced, have definitely levels of success, but also very different in a lot of ways. This person now who's thinking about you is much more artistic, much more of a sort of bohemian, whereas the one you've been dealing with, I would say, is much more, seems like very stern, business-minded, sort of boom, boom, boom type of individual. Nevertheless, both very strong alpha individuals. And so I don't also necessarily feel that there's too much toxicity here, but we will get further into all those specifics in the extended when we do the extended. But let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say. There's going to be compromise at play here. Yeah, you're going to have to compromise. And that makes a lot of sense because there is definitely something about the scenario here where in order to move forward with your creator, there's going to have to be a give and take, right? Because it's just not that straightforward. You are kind of still in the midst of disentangling yourself from a previous connection. And as much as support that this person, this creator brings along with that alpha energy, they're not just going to, come support you, support the next stage, and then that's it. So there is compromise here. However, Spirit of the Key, Spirit of the Wind, there is a solution. You know, there's solutions here to this situation, and a lot of movement and activity and change is happening. A lot of change. Yes, there is an opportunity to move forward with this person. You already have, to a degree, a bit of a love connection here and a love commitment. But even that kind of gets put a little bit on the back burner until this physical scenario is kind of dealt with, and the next stages of how the two of you are together, live together, move forward together are kind of hashed out. Tricky situation, but very much a shift right now happening. And the person who's thinking about you is absolutely planning for the future. They have a vision. They have a vision. They have a magical mindset of what we can do here. It's just going to take some time. So now we are ready for the zodiac runes. Some of you are dealing with that Leo. Wow. Strong Leo energy. Let's get that in there. We can squeeze that in there. Some of you are dealing with that Gemini, air energy, Leo, Gemini, sign of the twins. Some of you are dealing with that Scorpio. We have water. And some of you are dealing with Pisces, more water energy, strong fire, air, and then to water. Thank you so much. This is the end of this portion of pile number 3. Now we already have the pile ready for the extended portion of this reading. And if you want to go ahead and join me there, you can follow me with the link below. We're going to get into that now. But for the rest, thank you so much. I hope this resonated for you. If it did, sound off in the comments. If you like the video, go ahead. Don't forget to hit the like button. That really helps me out with YouTube. And that is it for now, everyone. This has been Bow and Arrow Tarot, and I wish you all love, life, and happiness, and hope to see you right back here for your next Pick a Card Love Tarot reading. Bye-bye, everyone.